Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a full load of information about Update 8 for Payday 3 and all the good stuff it's going to contain, as it is now just 1 week away from release coming out next Thursday on June 27th. Dev Update 6 just dropped, and instead of doing a reaction video, like I said last time, I'm going to do more of a breakdown type thing today and offer my thoughts on everything that's been disclosed and talk about it all, because there's some really good stuff in this update, and there's also some interesting information for what's coming after this update, including, as a big headline, the confirmation that DLCs 3 and 4, Land of the Free and Fear and Greed, are coming out before September, which means it's fairly likely to assume that June's update is Boys in Blue, July's update is Land of the Free, and August's update is Fear and Greed. That's what it certainly sounds like, but we'll get to that bit later on. For now, I just want to talk about Update 8, and we'll go through everything, as always, with chapter markers if you want to skip to particular bits. So let's talk about Update 8, shall we? We'll go over this dev update video in order and cover all the key information, and I will talk about DLC pricing as we go along, because that was a video I was supposed to drop today, because I had no idea this update video would drop until it did, so we're rolling with it. So first off, we've got the actual DLC pack for Boys in Blue. This comes with a heist, 4 outfits, 4 masks, 4 gloves, and 3 weapons, the exact same as the Syntax Error chapter that came out in December of 2023. This time it will have the new price. As I said, I want to talk about the DLC pricing based on their blog, which confirms the new DLC prices will be approximately 33% cheaper. That's a third off what they were originally charging, and Syntax Error was $18, so it makes sense to assume that Boys in Blue will be somewhere around the $12 mark, $11.99 or £9.99 for UK, I would imagine. If you missed that dev blog and you're waiting on my news video that never came because I was on holiday, I'm very sorry, but if you're wondering about the compensation, as a quick mention, they do talk about it in this blog. But anyone who owns Syntax Error, Silver Edition, or Gold Edition will get cosmetics that were meant to be in the microtransaction store that got scrapped, or at least delayed until next year. Fingers crossed it's just scrapped altogether. But those items, I think some of which had leaked, will be included in different bundles as compensation for people who bought this edition, so they'll be playable as well in this next update next Thursday. 3 of these cosmetic packs will be available for Syntax Error owners, all of them and 1 more for Silver, and all of them and 1 more on top for Gold. You can see all the pictures on screen now, so you can see exactly what you'll get with each pack. I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's on the screen. Pause and have a look if you want. Some come with suits, some come with weapon presets. All of them were intended as microtransactions, and now they're not. But in terms of overall content in the update, Boys in Blue looks pretty damn good. I mean, I haven't played it yet, so I can't confirm exactly how it plays, but just looking at the gameplay, I'm getting very big Breakfast in Tijuana vibes, which was, of course, the 3rd heist in Payday 2's Revival era, where you break out Harudin, Vlad's brother, as played by Almir Listo himself, breaking into a police station and breaking someone out of prison. But this time, you're going into a police station and breaking into a vault, which sounds like a definite upgrade. I always like when loot is the priority of Payday 3 heists. I don't mind heists where loot isn't the priority, but they should always be the main focus in every update. The outfits and masks look really good. We didn't see the gloves. I have checked with Starbreeze. There was an error in the dev update video. Each of those 4 outfits in the pictures should have different gloves. They weren't there in the picture, but the DLC will contain 4 pairs of gloves. There's 4 suits and 4 masks though, and they're all themed around the police and the different sides of the law. So police officers, prison jumpsuits, and masks beyond that. Really good stuff. The more that masks are alive and have more going for them in terms of visuals and effects, I think it just makes the masks look so much better. It's why Payday 2's mega masks were some of the best parts of that game's customization, at least in my opinion. And as for the guns, don't get any confirmation on what they actually are other than some pictures, but from what I can see, we've got some kind of marksman rifle, probably semi-auto, as well as a submachine gun and what looks like a revolver, maybe a Colt Python. We have the Bison and we have the Castigo currently in Payday 3, and I wanted a more standard revolver, so I'm very glad to see one being added, especially considering I'm on a Walking Dead binge at the minute. Seeing anything that looks like Rick's Python gets me quite excited, I can't lie. There'll also be, as I said, a charm and a sticker, the charm being a gold bar and there being a sticker as well, a donut that you can put on guns. All of it's looking pretty damn good. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I am keen to see if that heist plays out similarly to Breakfast in Tijuana though, with putting holes in walls of demolition, things like that. Does feel very reminiscent, and it would go back to my original theory that they started experimenting with heists in Payday 2's Revival era to test things with Payday 3. I don't think all of it came through an execution, but if it starts to show in DLCs, then it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, there's a lot more things to get into, and actually I lied a little bit earlier. I'm going to change some of the orders because I think some things are more important, and I want to lead with a more important part, which is Clover. It's not said in the dev update video, but Almir did confirm on a live stream, roll the clip.
Wow. And Clover is also free, so you can enjoy that to your heart's content.
Clover and her weapon preset, which based on the Dragon Files is going to be a Car 4 preset, I believe, are going to be added to the game for free. You won't have to pay for Clover like you did for Payday 2. I think some people were theorizing she would be a paid DLC pack as well. She's not. And the other really big thing confirmed for this update is the solo mode beta. And this is interesting to me because we talked about this in a previous dev blog video. They were planning on adding an early version of solo mode where you would still need to be online to get into the game, but it would remove the internet connection requirements for some key gameplay. And when you come out of your session, you'd connect basically back to the servers and get all the progression that you'd earn from any of your solo play. This was originally touted to be a Steam beta that would last for a couple of weeks, but nowhere in that dev update video does it say it's still on Steam. It's just shown in-game and you can play it. Now, this could be an oversight. As I've said, it doesn't say that Clover's free in the dev update video. It doesn't show the gloves in the dev update video. Those are probably just honest mistakes, which means it could also be an honest mistake that they didn't reiterate the beta was Steam only. So if it is still Steam only, don't be surprised. But I am a little bit hopeful that that means that it is going to be on all platforms. It would be great. I'd understand it only being on Steam to test it to begin with, but it'd be great if even betas get to be tried out on all platforms. Keep that platform parity as strong as you can, but we'll find out next week, so let's not assume one way or the other. We'll just see how it goes. But let's get into the rest of the stuff in this update. There's some very good things to pick out. First off, the free LMG is confirmed. It will be in this update. They didn't share much information on it, but it's an LMG. It's one of my favorite weapon classes. I'm personally very excited to see it come into the game, alongside Loadout renaming. A very small feature, definitely should have been in the game sooner, but as I've said a million times, it's better late than never. You can now rename your loadouts as of update 8 next Thursday. And they did mention in there that it has additional support for special characters. On top of that, on PC, there is DLSS frame generation now, a new feature that uses AI to increase the performance of your game. So basically, you'll get extra frames for playing the game. It works better on some GPUs than others, but overall will just make Payday 3's performance better over on PC, which will also possibly prove as a good counter, because one of the things with solo mode is that it will apparently impact your performance because more of the things that are normally server side will be strained on the player's side instead. Maybe the two will counteract and balance out, I don't know, or maybe one will have a bigger effect than the other. We'll have to just see in execution. And while I'm on the topic of solo mode still, technically, there is also confirmation from Malmo that other cool things, such as hosted co-op, will also be coming to the game before the next iteration of solo mode or offline mode or whatever they're going to call it when the second version comes out. So, player-hosted co-op is on the way. But also something that's in the works is a new matchmaking service. They didn't go into too much detail, but it sounds like they're doing a completely new matchmaking service, whether that means a completely new server provider or anything like that, I don't know and don't want to speculate, but they are basically trying to improve the matchmaking service. They started doing this at the beginning of the month, and they said they're going to slowly be working on it, hopefully finishing it by the end of the year to just improve that overall feel of matchmaking in Payday 3. Hopefully, meaning that they'll reduce the time it takes to get into a match online, so you don't wait for 3 minutes every time you pick something. And the last couple of things from this update is that there's going to be Twitch drops starting next week for Boys in Blue. Basically, you'll watch Payday 3 streams on Twitch, and you'll get access to the awards on screen now in mask, as well as some general charm stickers. Cool stuff like that. And on top of that, finally, for the Steam players among you, the Steam shop is going to be updated with a bunch of Payday 3 stuff, like profile backgrounds, trading cards, and all sorts of cool bits like that. So if you're a Steam points aficionado, you can get some Payday 3 themed stuff starting next week. But then, as I teased at the start of this video, Almir ends the dev update by saying, oh, by the way, the next 2 DLCs will drop before September. Not until September, so not during it, before. And based on Payday 3's update cadence at the minute, there's been an update usually at the end of the month, every single month, and that means that it's fairly likely to assume, as I said earlier, DLC 3 will come out next month and DLC 4 will come out the month after. That's one hell of a promise, and also is part of the reason that I mentioned us seeing that summer roadmap early. Again, I won't say too much because, you know, NDAs will do what NDAs do, but part of the reason that I made that infamous tweet, which I'll put on screen now, saying about seeing that early roadmap was because I'd seen them promising stuff along these lines. Let's still be vague, and I was hopeful for it, but like I said, it depended on them delivering it. But now they've gone on the record and said it publicly, which I'm very excited about, and I'm hopeful they deliver it. All I will say beyond that is I really hope they put the actual full summer roadmap out soon. I was hopeful they put it out before Boys in Blue came out, because then they could show off the full roadmap and include within it Boys in Blue, so it would be a bigger roadmap and have more things to show off. But it doesn't seem like that'll happen. So hopefully early next month we get that roadmap and everyone can talk about it and everyone can see it, because they're clearly working on some really good stuff here and they're really boosting their update speed. I think it's time they just tell players so they can start getting excited again. It's one thing Payday 3 players need more than anything else right now. Those extra 2 DLCs will also come apparently alongside free content, new features, fixes, and changes. We don't know too much about the free content other than there is a free heist in the works that will be coming out at some point in the future. Perhaps that will come out alongside a DLC heist. Perhaps it will come out in September after they've released. Who knows? We will just have to wait and see. It's all very exciting, and I did just want to say I really love this dev update video. The humor of it, the more laid-back nature, it does feel like the good old days of Payday 2 dev update videos, and I really, really like that. Some of the pressure will be lifting on Starbreeze as they begin to make up for some of the mistakes they made with this game's launch and start to really deliver on actual content, and it means things can get a bit more lighthearted and not everything can be so doom and gloom. You won't have people like me doom posting for several months before realizing that they were in a negative slump and changing it. I just like that negativity will hopefully begin to lift. An update like Update 8 that comes out next week is sorely needed for this game. After last month's progression update, this one coming out, and hopefully 2 more DLCs very soon, It's clear they're really trying to change things around. They're really getting people excited. That's what we need. And it seems like they're beginning to deliver that direction for the game. And you can't ask for any more than that. So ladies and gentlemen, that is everything I want to talk about in this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I am assuming there will still be a dev blog tomorrow. Goodness knows what it will talk about now after this update video, so if it's one of those ones like giving shout out to the animation team or Gustavo's interview, I may not do a video on it because it won't be worth a video and I'll just direct you all to go and read it yourself. But if there is something to talk about, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll let you all know. But either way, thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up. It always shows me that you like this content and would like to see more and gets the video out on the algorithm for other Payday fans. And if you are new here, click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all future Payday 3 news and anything else I decide to upload on this channel. You never know what you'll get from me. Either way, thank you all for watching. See you all soon. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week.